Good morning and welcome to the Hercules Site Services PLC full-year results investor presentation. Throughout this recorded presentation, investors will be in listen-only mode. Questions are encouraged and can be submitted at any time using the Q&A tab situated on the right-hand corner of your screen. Simply type in your questions and press send. The company may not be in a position to answer every question it receives during the meeting itself. However, the company will review all questions submitted today and publish responses where appropriate to do so. Before we begin, I would like to submit the following poll. I would now like to hand you over to CEO Bruce Korkmaz. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Alex. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your time dialing in and listening to our announcement. We are very pleased to let you know that we had a fantastic year. In today's presentation, we will talk about our full year results for 2022. We are very excited to share this with you all, and we will also talk about our future growth plans. Just before we start, just to give you a brief introduction for our company, Hercules Site Services PLC is a technology-enabled labor supply company operating in the infrastructure sector. Slide 2 is about the disclaimer. I'll just move on to our presentation team. I'm Bruce Korkmaz. I'm the CEO of Hercules, and today I'm joined by our CFO, Paul Whitcroft. Paul, I think this is your slide.
Just bear with me, Bruce. Let me just bring Paul back in, if I may. Just give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, sir. Hi, Paul. If I just bring in your microphone, that'd be great. Hi there, Paul. Can you hear us okay?
I can hear you fine.
Lovely, sir. Over to you, sir, for slide achievements since IPO.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been an amazing year for Hercules. We floated on the AIM stock market in February of last year and raised £4 million gross. We beat our forecast in 2022, both in revenue and EBITDA. So it's been a record year for us. In fact, the revenue increased over 50% for the second year in succession. And according to SB Angel's forecast for 2023, we'll increase it again by over 50%. This growth has been spread across all our 3 main divisions, and we have now started a 4th income stream with our first digital product. The HS2 Northern section and many other projects are driving the increase in labour supply turnover, 45% increase actually. In terms of civil projects, that's being driven similar growth by the AMP7 water industry programme. We've added 7 more suction excavators in the latter part of the year, fulfilling significant demand. And we're still maintaining an average utilisation rate of 87%. Since the IPO, we've paid both our first dividend for 2021 and an interim for 2022. And we're now proposing a final dividend for 2022 to be paid in March of this year, all in line with our expectations. Also, very importantly for the future, we signed a lease on a site in Nuneaton where we intend to create our very first training academy. We hope the first of many. And this is to help bridge the skills gap in the industry and add another income stream.
This slide is about our board. As you can see from the slide, we've got a very strong and well-respected board with both exec and non-exec directors, with great blend of experience in infrastructure, financials and banking, sales, PLC, governance, and even starting and running their own AIM-listed company. Together, we believe that we can grow Hercules even further. This slide is about our business overview. As you can see at the top of the slide, some of our blue chip clients we work for in the infrastructure sector. As I've mentioned before, we are mainly a labor supply company working for blue chip infrastructure companies and complemented by our construction services division. Our labor supply department is a significant part of our business, which currently contributes 70% of our turnover, and this number is still growing. Under the construction services division, we hire out our suction excavator services, and we also carry out civil projects under the same umbrella. We also developed our apps that helps us to recruit local labor for local projects and onboard them efficiently in a paperless process. Our digital arm differentiates us from our competitors and underpins the whole business. The biggest USP we have got is that we can supply all of these services by cross-selling opportunities to our clients under the same umbrella. I'll move on to the next one. You can see that from this slide, we got a very strong growth history. I set up Hercules in 2008 from family spare bedroom. Since then, we have been growing year by year. You can also see from this slide that there are several milestones we have achieved over the last 14 years. Just to mention some of the significant milestones, winning the HS2 labor supply framework in 2021 for the northern section with Balfour Beatty and Vinci joint venture. We are one of the 6 labor suppliers for this mega project, and we are performing really well there. At the beginning of February 2022, we listed Hercules on the AIM market, and it's a major milestone for us. We are really excited about being on the AIM platform, and this will we are hoping that this will enable us to grow as we have ambitious plans for the next part of our journey. In August last year, we selected a site for our training academy, which is in Nuneaton. This site is very close to the northern section of the HS2, which will help us to upskill and cross-skill our workforce. And we believe that we can monetize this opportunity. Lastly, we have started our 2 new divisions in November, and there are construction white collar and construction site security divisions.
Thanks, Bruce. As I said earlier, revenue has been increasing by circa 50% for 2 years now, and we now expect another year of similar growth. Very, very exciting times. This growth is not a surprise. We've been planning for it since well before COVID and have been steadily building our management, our facilities, and our systems to be ready for it. And we've exceeded our market forecast. And this has been despite suffering delays on both the start of work on the HS2 northern section and on the delivery of 7 new suction excavators. Planning for growth and matching that to the timing of new revenues is an ongoing challenge. And if those delays had not occurred as they did in 2022, we would have delivered an even better result. Depreciation and finance costs increase, all due to the purchase of those suction excavators during the year. But such increases in these costs will hit their peak when the 10 we have on order, which we still haven't got, arrive by the end of March of this year. So we're continuing to prepare for more growth, whether it be organically or by grasping some of the new opportunities available to us. Bruce will talk about that a little later. PBT would have been £0.6 million, but for the final IPO costs expensed in the year. The new digital product revenue I've referred to is for our what we call a C portal, which stands for Skills, Education and Training. And we got funding from Balfour Beatty Vinci for this, and they've now licensed its use for just one site, the Old Oak Common Station. We expect more sites to utilize this product and other clients to come into the frame with it in the next few years.
With regards to our labor supply division, we had a brilliant year with this division also. As you can see from the revenue section, our turnover for the labor division grew from £23 million to £33.3 million. Before the IPO, we had around 400 people working on site with us, but currently our workforce is nearly 800 people. So last year, we have invested significantly in our management and our systems to help us to deliver the potential further growth in the years ahead. So the significant investments in our company are the main reason for the operating profit growing only from 3.9 to 4.2 million last year. So we have been investing back into the company for our growth. We are growing organically, and we have a strong pipeline of projects. As I mentioned previously, we started our white collar and our site security divisions recently. We have new clients such as Kiers, Anglian Water, Tilbury Douglas, Galliford Try Highways, Caltbray, and we recently started working on a project on the A428 called Black Cat Roundabout for Skanska. We are one of the 6 companies working as a part of Labour Desk on the northern HS2 northern section, and we are performing really well there and currently supplying 25% of the whole workforce, and we believe that this number will go up. Currently, we have 750 operatives working across all sites, and we believe that this will go over 1,000 people within this year. One of the reasons for our positive performance on all sites is our recruitment and our onboarding apps that we developed in-house. So we find local jobs for local people and we onboard them efficiently. And we've got 8,100 downloads through our recruitment app, and 1,200 operatives have completed onboarding process through our one team app. As you might be aware that there is a massive skill shortage in the UK, and we believe that upskilling and cross-skilling our workforce will help us to close this gap, and also this will also help us to monetize this initiative. Our sustainable approach is to find local people for the local projects, train them up, put them to work, and retrain them for upskilling opportunities. Because we believe that in 20 years' time, the current jobs may not exist, and we need to move with the technology.
Onto civil projects. We had a 56% increase in revenue in civil projects. And this really was driven by the AMP7 water industry program, which finally kicked in. It should have started in the COVID year, but didn't for obvious reasons. Started sort of spring 2022. They've now got 5 years work to do of this program, and they've got to do it in 3 years. That's obviously helping to drive lots of work coming the way of our civil projects team. But as well as that, this team is moving ahead very, very well. In the first quarter of this year, which is October to December of 2022, they've started very well, and they already have £8 million worth of contracts in the pipeline for 2023. That's with only 3 months gone. So again, looking for some a good, interesting result there. Because of this growth, this division, like all of our other divisions, it doesn't stand still. And to grow in the way it does, it has to gain a number of new clients. And you can see during the year, it's done exactly that in the likes of Tilbury Douglas, Mock McDonald, and SGN. All are continuing to build more relationships with more key clients to drive growth well into the future. In terms of suction excavators, the demand for this service that we give is driven by an increasing need to dig around underground services safely. And that's exactly what these machines do for you. You take the top layer off and then you suck the ground out. And for the uninitiated, this is really to ensure that we don't get any accidents. There have been deaths from people digging manually underground around services, and you reduce the possibility of delays and downtime and penalties. We started the year with 9 suction excavators, adding another 7 during the year. And actually, since the year end, we've received another 4, taking us to 20. 10 more are due by the end of March 2023. And that's quite important because the idea of that is to make sure we utilize the final year of the super deduction. When we get to that point, we'll have a fleet of 30, and that will be one of the largest fleets in the UK. We're very, very pleased to be able to say that as we've increased this fleet, we've managed to keep utilization rates high, around 87%. And we've been working for some time on ways to get the new 10 that's coming shortly also out on client sites as soon as possible after delivery. We've sought to expand our client base to ensure that when each new vehicle arrives, we have more clients to offer the services to. And in fact, we've increased it by 43%. Again, see some of the names here. Tilbury Douglas, Kia, Wales and West, some of those also new clients for civil projects, as I've already said. And we've also added a triple fan option for clients that require deeper digging. So we think we've got a pretty good offering. Preparation for these vehicles coming in includes recruiting and training operatives, getting them experienced with existing skilled operatives, implementing some new systems and purchasing vans to go along with each vehicle. These costs are all incurred as close as possible to expected delivery dates, which have unfortunately all been significantly later than promised due to post-COVID production problems on the continent. The gap between cost increases, which have been about 0.6 million, and the new revenues is therefore the main factor as to why we did not increase operating profit by more in the year. Our aim is to spend a year or two at least consolidating the division following the delivery of the last 10 and to increase efficiency. We have no plans currently to expand the fleet above 30, but if there are any opportunities that come along, we'll obviously consider them. This is our balance sheet, and it's not something I will say too much about. It's pretty straightforward. We have the suction excavator assets and property leases being the main elements of fixed assets. The non-current and current liabilities contain the balances on such funded assets and leases, circa £13 million. And the current liabilities also contains a invoice discounting facility, which stood at £6.5 million at the end of the financial year. Cash flow, this slide gives an indication of the ongoing requirement for more working capital as the business increases in size. The £7.1 million needed in 2022 came from growth in the ID facility and the fund raised via the IPO.
With regards to our current trading and outlook, it is really positive as well. We had a strong momentum this beginning of our 2023. So October, November, December, and January started really, really well. All divisions have carried over high performance levels, which we are very pleased about it. And we are on track to deliver our financial year ending 23 targets, which is another 50%. So when we hit this target, we would be achieving 50% growth, 50% plus growth 3 years in a row. That means 2021, 2022, and 2023. So we'll be very pleased with this result. Infrastructure remains really positive with £650 billion investment earmarked across our main markets, which are highways, water utilities, and HS2. UK government committed to major infrastructure projects throughout 2023 and beyond, including a further investment in nuclear energy. And we believe with the investment in infrastructure sector, we will be very busy and growing for the next 10 to 15 years. I'll move on to the next slide. This is our growth strategy. We have been really busy with organic growth across all divisions through a strong pipeline of projects into financial year 2023. Training and training academy are, as I mentioned, there's a skill shortage in the UK, and we believe that we can close this gap by upskilling and cross-skilling our workforce, as well as we can, I'll just show you what it looks like, our training academy, and we believe that we can also monetize this opportunity as well. It's going to be very, very modern. This is just a CGI drawing. It's going to be really modern, and we believe that we will train the UK's next generation workforce from this. I'll go back to our growth strategy. With regards to our white collar and security divisions, I think I mentioned them. We started our two new divisions just November, a couple of months ago. With regards to our digital arm, we monetized the CFT portal as a skills education and employment portal, and it is being used for Balfour BT, Vinci, and Sistra joint venture in Oldham Common Station. And we believe that there is more potential to push this on local government as well as other projects as well, which we will be working on it. Suction excavators, like as Paul mentioned, we've got 20 suction excavators currently, and 10 will be arriving. 10 more will be arriving by end of March, and we will have one of the biggest fleets in the UK. And we would like to keep the utilization rate as high as it has been, so 87% plus. That is our aim, and make sure that we are very busy with suction excavators also. With regards to the subsidiaries and partnership approach, this will help us to accelerate our labor supply growth into new geographies and new sectors by partnering with ambitious managers. This will also help us to grow our reach. With regards to the M&A activity, we are talking to a couple of companies for acquisition opportunities, and we believe that we want to get one of them over the line within the next 6 months to 9 months. As you can see, we have got multiple growth opportunities in the infrastructure sector, and we are very excited for delivering great results for our shareholders and for our clients. Thank you so much for listening to us, and yeah, we would like to take some questions if that is okay.
Brusque, Paul, thank you very much indeed for your presentation. I will now turn on your cameras for the Q&A. Ladies and gentlemen, please continue to submit your questions using the Q&A tab situated on the top right corner of your screen. While the company take a few moments to review those questions submitted today, I would like to remind you that a recording of this presentation, along with a copy of the slides and the published Q&A, can be accessed via your investor dashboard. Brusque, Paul, as you can see, we have received several questions throughout today's presentation, and thank you to all investors for submitting their questions. Could I please ask you to read out the questions and give responses where appropriate to do so, and I'll pick up from you at the end. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
So
Alex.
the first question we've got is great to see the significant progress. What additional investment is required in the business to support the increased volumes of business that you are seeing? I'll take this one, Brusque, if you like. So basically, our business is predominantly labour supply. And labour supply means we pay our operatives weekly and we invoice our clients monthly. So there is a time lag in terms of cost for us. So that's the nature of our business. It always has been since Brusque started it in 2008. It means it's a working capital hungry business, and we'll always be looking to raise more working capital from one facility or another. Not just now, but forever. We'll always be doing that. So that's always something that's on our list to review. The next question is, can you comment on competition in this industry, in this space, and do you see growing the company through acquiring any? Do you want to take that one, Brusque?
Yeah, sure, no problem. With regards to the competition in this in the infrastructure industry, there are some companies 30 to 40 years old and pass from father to the sons or the next generation, and they are also growing as well. So because of the infrastructure spend as well, and we are definitely looking for acquiring some of the companies. And as we are acquisitive, as I mentioned in my last slide, that there are a couple of companies that we are working for, and hopefully we get one of them over the line within the next few months.
Okay, next question. It's an interesting one. How important is technology to the future of the business, and do you have any new functionality or business applications to release this year? Brusque, do you want to say something about that?
Yeah, sure, no problem. Technology is so important for us, and it's making with our One Team app as well as our recruitment app, we are finding local people for local jobs really quickly. It makes us very, very efficient, and we would like to make sure that our One Team app has got maybe training capability, online training capability, that we can train people on sites through our onboarding app, which is the One Team app, as well as we would like people to have access to their pay slips to do that. So start a platform and have a conversation with them, daily conversations. If they are not happy, they can let us know, because health and well-being is so important as well. We would like to make sure that they are being started. So we want to, our aim is to create a platform with regards to our One Team app by adding more functionality.
Okay. Another question. Do you have any plans to expand outside the UK, either directly or through partnerships? I think I can take this one, Bruce. We don't have any plans to expand outside the UK in a direct sense. However, the question is interestingly put. One of the ideas of the partnership arrangements that we're looking into is that outside the UK, certain partnerships could actually occur. So that's one of the options that we are looking at currently as the next few years come along. So we've not ruled it out, and it might possibly happen. We'll see. Moving on to the next question, again, probably the one for you, Bruce. How have you found being a listed company? Has it helped being listed when tendering for new business?
So being listed is great platform for us to grow, and we are growing. So we believe that it is the right platform for us. With regards to the with tendering for new business, I believe it will have. It hasn't so far, because we have, with our reputation, we have been sort of getting the projects that we were after, and we are just targeting them because of our good reputation as well. But I believe that the more that we are going to grow, this sort of being listed on stock exchange should help this sort of tendering for new businesses. Thank you.
Bruce, Paul, that's great. Thank you for that. And I think you have addressed all the questions from investors. And of course, the company will review all questions submitted today, and we will publish those responses on the Investor Meet Company platform. Before redirecting investors to provide you with their feedback, which I know is particularly important to the company, Bruce, could I please ask you for a few closing comments?
Yeah, sure. We had an amazing 2022, and we want to do this again this year. So you can see from today's presentation that we have over-delivered what we promised to the market, and our aim is to do it again for this year as well. So thank you so much for listening to us, and hope to meet up again online. Thank you.
Bruce and Paul, thank you once again for updating investors today. Could I please ask investors not to close this session, as you will now be automatically redirected to provide your feedback in order that the management team can better understand your views and expectations. This will only take a few moments to complete, and I am sure will be greatly valued by the company. On behalf of the management team of Hercules Site Services PLC, we would like to thank you for attending today's presentation. Good morning to you all.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.